spend most of my time trying to change people's behavior. All my workshops, all my training, all my talks are basically oriented towards this aim. I tell people that change is a simple equation. Stop this annoying behavior and you will stop being perceived as an annoyance. It is so easy. I wish I could say the same thing about changing the way people think. But lately, that's become a critical part of my practice too. The big reason for it is that there's been a radical shift in the way all the employees in any workplace they regard their roles in and their relationship to their organization they are serving towards the institution. And I just happened to read an article in a magazine. Fast competition, the heading, fast competition. And the article was poised the thin radical fiction that the organizational man was dead. That the best performers in the company were no longer interested in sacrificing their lives for the good of the organization or in the interest of the organization. The more smarter ones, they believed that their corporation would drop them in a flash when they no longer met the company's or the organization's need. Therefore, they in turn are willing to drop the company when when the institution no longer meets their needs. And the free agency means that each employee was operating like a small self-contained business rather than a cog in the wheel of a large system. Gone are the days, my friend, when we used to say that after the interest of the nation, the interest of the organization, institution we are serving comes first, always and every time. And the self-interest of the self comes last every time. It is other way around. It took a while for this free agent virus to spread, I agree. But trust me, it's an epidemic now. A sweeping psychology that demands a change in the way one thinks. The first thing to do with managers who are overwhelmed or confused in the workplaces to shift it makes them to see that they are prejudiced about their employees. This always gets their attention. Me prejudiced? When you ask a top man, he will say same thing. Get one's here. But if prejudices means harboring inflexible, intolerant beliefs alone among a group of people that do not coincide with reality or how their group sees itself. I agree, it's true. Managers who are blind to the changes in the new understanding or the new way of the free agents are operating like a dangerous virus. Deluded, executed bigots. It's different than a manager refusing to hire a young married woman because he believes she will leave her job eventually to have babies and therefore is not serious about her career. It is easy to forget that there was a time when not much long ago, when almost everyone thought this way. The prejudice against free agents takes many forms, but I can tell you there are certain prejudices I will talk about which any of us, all of us, can easily comprehend. The first prejudice we all carry, the bosses carry, that I know what they want. And this is the biggest prejudice, my friend, and the easiest to understand. Almost every economical model of the historically assume that money is the motivation for employees, and so the bosses assume that if these people on top, they are paying them well, they will get the top performers and loyalty in return automatically. Sorry, my friend, it doesn't work that anyway long. The second prejudice people have almost fixed in their mind: I know what they want. Absolutely not. It's a blind spot, my friend, that diminishes the employees' abilities as well as their enthusiasm. The third prejudice: I hate their selfishness. Everyone is selfish, you must understand. And with this free agents change in the behavior, to ignore them and resent them is something like is to misunderstand them. Everyone is selfish enough to see their benefits first, then anything later. And the next prejudice I feel is most prominently seen in this thing: the bosses think I can always get someone else. A very difficult proposition, my friend. You just keep in mind that the economic value of the every employee understands that the economic value of their experiences falls rather than rising in the course of his career. The shelf life of knowledge, especially the technical knowledge, is continuously shrinking. And so free agents respond by moving on to new challenges that enhances their knowledge and let them outspace the shrinking values of their experience, and in turn reward them with more satisfaction and quite possibly more money too. My friend, remember, people are changing right in front of your eyes. If you don't change accordingly, you may as well be managing with your eyes wide shut. And this is the most, I would say, unforgiving prejudice of all. Stop being prejudiced, my friend, about your employees. Thank you very much.